Welcome to the Morning Sanity Check, where we talk about the different pillars of resilience: spiritual, physical, social, and mental. Join us so we can talk about it, then be about it. Let the show begin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome to another Sanity Check, y'all. My name is Seth.
And I'm Camille.
Yes, y'all, we're here to get it in with y'all and make sure everything is good. You're sane. You're not running around here crazy. You understand? And letting everyone take you there. So just real quick, y'all, if this is your first time logging in and watching us and seeing our beautiful faces, make sure you say hello. Okay, just say hello. It ain't gonna hurt. Hey, what's going on, ma'am? Rich Rising. Ain't heard that one. That's a good one. Okay, right on. So, Miss Camille, how you been?
I've been really good. I'm busy this morning. Y'all excuse me while I wipe this. I've been in trainings and teaching kids and stuff, and I just looked at myself and I'm really oily and I don't want to blind y'all. So, good morning.
Okay,
I'm good.
Good morning. So, what were you teaching the kids?
Doing a creative intelligence class, so understanding innovation.
Mhm.
That's what I was teaching them today. So we're trying to tap into kids' creative faculties and help them to not lose that, because we're born creative beings, but we lose it along the way with all of those no's and people telling you that you can't do X, Y, and Z. So we're trying to foster that and really help them to see that, you know, creativity is not as hard as we make it to seem, and innovation isn't hard either. It's simply the implementation, doing something a little different to make things better or enhance them, you know, a service, a product, or whatever. So
Well, that's good. Where can individuals share that with their kids, or is this something exclusive?
It is not exclusive. This class is already 3 weeks in, but we are starting another one. We're getting the dates. It'll be either September or October. And I will put out more information. I will get a flyer made for the next Sanity Check or the next two, and so that we can get more kids involved. So, yes.
Good. All right. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Well, y'all here, just share this. It only takes 2 seconds to share it. As a matter of fact, we're going to give you that time while we get everything situated on this end, specifically with these notes, y'all, because today is we're going to be talking about building the right relationships, ladies and gentlemen. Building the right relationships and how important that is. So for those of you that don't know, I made a post a couple of days ago. Actually, I think it was last week. Was it, Camille? Was it? Do you remember when it was? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what the post? What the post said was, be careful who you build with, because people will use you for the foundation and finish the structure with someone else. Is that a word? Or
That's
is that
a whole word? That's a whole word.
So what does that mean to you, Camille?
That is sometimes, you know, when we trust the wrong people, you know, we expect them, where we ask them to come and build with us, you know, expecting that if they sign on that they will see it through. But oftentimes people do, they see what you're doing and, you know, they say, oh, well, I could do it better, or I could do it differently, or whatever, you know, and they think that your idea their idea surpasses where they think your vision is. So they'll jump ship before it even, you know, comes to fruition, or that it even becomes as great as it can be. And they'll jump ship and they'll grab somebody else, or sometimes they will even sabotage you.
Absolutely.
To move you out the way and then bring somebody else on. So,
hey, watch out. And what they would do is, ladies and gentlemen, to her point, not only will they sabotage it, but then they make it seem as though they the ones that came up with the whole ingredient. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
That's out of line. What's going on, Skip? I see you. I see
good morning,
Mr.
everyone.
James. What's going on, everybody? Yes. Hey, look, we're about to get it in. Okay, we're getting it in. So buckle your seatbelts, okay? Because this is something new. Good. Take that back. It's nothing new. You knew this, right on, but you're coming on the Sanity Check for the check. You understand what I'm saying? So I want y'all to think about this when we're talking about shapes, okay? I had a conversation with a young lady a few days ago that said, if there's anything that you know, if you can communicate this to a kindergarten right? Child, you're right. Or let's say about 5, 6. If they can understand it, then you know what you're talking about. So listen to this, y'all. Let's follow these shapes, okay? Not everyone is going to be square with you. All right.
Mhm.
But keep in mind, not everyone in your circle will be in your corner. Okay. Because you are elevating, and where manipulation is stemmed from is
Mhm.
fear.
Yes.
Okay. What you think about that, Camille?
And that's true. A lot of people, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fear. It's fear for
Oh,
the person
you there
who's
today.
elevating,
Yes.
and it's also fear for the people who feel like they're going to be left behind. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when you're elevating. So they talk about that people in the boat. Not everybody in your boat is
What is
helping you
wrong?
row. Some people
Mm-hmm.
are drilling holes,
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to make it seem like they helping you push the water out or whatever. And
That's
it's like
right.
you caused this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to be careful about the people that you trust your ideas with, or that you bring on to build with, or that you collaborate with. You have to know that they're in it to win it, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to be afraid of maybe you surpassing them, or afraid that they're going to get left behind, because
Yeah.
when that happens, people start acting real funny.
Oh, listen.
They start acting
Hey,
real.
they get real funny style, okay? Because they looking at you sideways because you're coming for them, but the
Right.
right way. So, y'all, we're going to be
Mhm.
talking. See, this is the deal. We know that those people are there, but what happens is we get hurt. Okay. The reason why we get hurt is because we give them a certain level of expectations because we know them. Okay.
Yes.
And oh, they wouldn't do me like that. Lord, they wouldn't do me like that. And what happened? They
They
do
do you
me
like
like
that.
that. Right on. So look, y'all, here it is. The first thing is this: you have to be clear. I know individuals out there that may be listening, they do not want to have a business relationship with family or friends. Okay. And maybe because they don't want to ruin that friendship. But the thing is, everything it starts with you. So it's your responsibility as the innovator to be clear, meaning there's a difference between a relationship and a partnership. What does that mean? The the root word of partnership is part. They need to know what
Yeah.
part they play in your dreams. Can you dig it? You
Yes.
can't just say, hey, I want you in this. We go do this together. Why?
Mhm.
Because you're not giving them boundaries.
Mhm.
Okay. And then when they start to be a habitual boundary stepper, you get in your feelings. It's your fault. What you think about that? Mel?
That's true. That's true. And I think that a lot of times, especially with partnerships or business relationships, or bringing people in or whatever, the expectation is not clear. Sometimes it's because maybe one of the person isn't clear about the vision, isn't clear. They know that this is the direction they want to go in. They're just not sure how to get there. So
Mhm.
they bring them in, and nobody has a clear lane of responsibility, or what are we doing, what's not, what's okay, what's not.
Mhm.
And then the other part is that sometimes when you partner with somebody and you're not clear on those expectations, then they might have been the co-person, but then they think they're running everything.
Hey,
And
look, hey, watch this. They think they the captain of your ship.
yes, they,
Hey, look, check it out. They think they the one that should be in the seat.
right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But what you didn't do because you not listen, look, shout out to all those poo butts out there, them sensitive people. Hey, those are the hey, do it again. Come here. Oh, okay. Hey, listen, check it out. Shout out to all those out there that get that's so sensitive. Sometimes you have to have a certain level of how can I say this? It may be prude to certain individuals, and for other individuals, it might be well, I just don't want to deal with the mess. You understand what I'm saying? Hey,
Yes.
deal with the mess up front. You feel me? Before what happens? The money gets involved, right? Because look, people
Yes.
start acting real funny style when that money gets involved. So
They
when
do.
you don't think because you haven't set those boundaries, and it's crazy, right? It's extremely crazy because individuals will show you who they really are when situations change, right?
Yes.
And it's your responsibility to give them the boundaries, A, so you can watch them, And B, so you can pull back if you have to, like, okay, you're doing too much. Okay.
Exactly.
Or you know what you're doing here, and I'm gonna give you more. What you think about that? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all can dig this, put in their hashtag I can dig this, because we here to drop these jewels for you. You understand what I'm saying? But it's up to you to implement. What you think, Camille?
Yes, I think that that's very, very important because, you know, you can have a friendship turn partnership, turn whatever. But if those boundaries aren't clear and everything isn't laid out on the table, people do get, you know, kind of funny about it. And if they feel a certain way about, you know, money, we talked about that whole Joe Budden and who was it?
Oh no, I don't know. I
Anyway,
know Skip might know, but go ahead.
oh, that was
about
what
it?
that was actually when Skip was on here as the host, you know, as the guest host.
Okay.
But anyway, so about that whole situation and how, you know, money missing or money wasn't accounted for and things like that. So like Mom said, you have to have a contract with clear boundaries. And sometimes it's hard if you don't establish that up front to go back and do that, because then the other person will be like, hold on, wait, this is what I, you know, so it creates some things so that you do have to be very clear about the direction of where you're going. And at any turn, you know, that needs to be discussed as well in a partnership so that everybody's on the up and up and nobody, you know, has the opportunity to really feel that way. Once you sign on that contract, you saying that you're good with whatever's going on, you know what I mean? And so don't complain about it now. You could have brought it up before, but you know, sometimes we miss that step. And so that it does create certain types of feelings and people will start, you know, creating things or whatever. So absolutely, you have to be clear about that so that everybody knows their lane. Everybody knows, you know, you can have a co-partnership, but you know, where does the decision making lie?
Yes.
You know, that has to be clear who's in the captain's ship or in the captain's seat.
Absolutely.
And if y'all sharing it, how much of that, at what point is it a coin toss or is it you know, one of these things and whoever win, you know, you have to be clear about that. So,
and you know what, too, to her point, you know, you have to make sure it's an exit clause, you know, in the contract. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there are some relationships that does not require a contract or even partnerships. It's just you understanding what type of energy you want to deal with. You understand what I'm saying? It's your responsibility to deal with the individuals that you want to. Like some people may feel as though, oh, Seth, you act so mean. No, I don't. I just have a low tolerance for mess. Just because your tolerance is up here, mine down here, hey, don't be mad at me. It seems as though you like that placating. You dig? I don't. So what I don't want individuals to do is to think about, or what I want you to do is not to feel guilty for setting your own boundaries to prevent yourself from being manipulated with users. Okay. Now, and this is for the audience. Do you feel like you have an issue or do you struggle with manipulators and not knowing how to set those boundaries? Camille, have you ever had to set a boundary and it hurt?
Yes.
Oh, no,
absolutely. I mean, you know, in any type of relationship, you have to have some boundaries of what you'll accept and what you're not. And there's been people that, you know, I thought we were on the same level, you know what I mean? And then you find out later that no, this energy is not working for me. This is, and so you have to set those boundaries. And I have felt very deeply, I'll say, about some relationships that I had to change the dynamics of because, you know, I'm not with all of that drama and excessive, you know, moods and all that kind. I just don't operate like that. I have too much to do that I need to use my energy for to deal with that kind of stuff. And so it has hurt that I've had to let some relationships and friendships go, or I've had to change the dynamic of them because they just couldn't come, you know, even when expressing it, they just didn't know how to conform, or not, I don't want them to conform, but they didn't know how to come on board, you know, and be a valuable part of the relationship, the friendship, you know, rather than tearing that thing down. So, I mean, I know that, you know, you don't have those types of situations, but saying you did, how did that feel?
Hey, I have
I'm just kidding.
A mini, you see? And so with that being said, this is what I was going to bring up towards the end. You have to keep a tally. And I don't mean a mental tally. I mean a track record of individuals that have played you to the left. You understand what I'm saying? That's your responsibility, because if you don't, chances are you gonna come back right back around and step in the same mess. And who fault is it then? Okay. And then keep this in mind too. There's not many different personalities out there. So once you deal with the fool, okay, shout out to those. When you deal with the fool and you learn from the fool, you can sniff other fools in the future, or the ones that's coming your way. You understand what I'm saying? So it has hurt in the past, because there was times when I thought we were better than that. Yes. But that's my fault, because I thought, you dig? Yes. And I did not clearly communicate my expectations, because if I clearly explain those and that person said, yeah, they understand, but then, hold on, then I need to ask them, what did I say that you understand?
Yes.
See? Because they say, yeah, just to shut you up sometimes, or to keep moving so they can get what they want from you. But they need to repeat what they heard to you, not the same words, but in their minds, and to you.
It's really about that. I always say it's not just about asking questions. It's the right questions. You have to ask the right questions to get to the intent, to get to true understanding, to get to true, agreement between you guys. Because you're right. Some people just hear verbal pauses and they know whether to say yeah, and then maybe no, I didn't. And then even sometimes when you have them repeat, you replay that conversation and you say, did you say this or not? Did you do this or not? They'll still deny it to the nines and be like, well, I didn't say, well, yeah, I did, but this is what, and I'm like,
see,
what is the disconnect?
Hey, there it is. And so, and then after that, you get tired of connecting the dots for them.
Right?
So, hey,
and when it becomes exhausting, to constantly do that and be like, okay, did this person really understand this, or are you just saying this because of what, or am I going to have to revisit this again? Then I just have to make a decision to create those boundaries, and I know where I can go with that person and where I can't.
Absolutely. And then to your point, did they understand it? They did. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all just joining in, we're talking about how to build the right relationships and how to maneuver around those users, and to help you to stop being a poo butt and so sensitive when individuals are guilting you into why you're not doing the things that you should be doing for them. But we're about to go to this question right here. How do you manage and separate a relationship with a significant other and a spouse so you are not being used? Okay. This is what I would say. Do you throw the baby out with the bathwater? No. Okay. Because you have to analyze, what is the actual relationship worth? Okay. And it doesn't matter how the relationship is. It can be a spouse, it could be a brother, sister, whatever. Okay. That just means, hey, self. Yes. You don't want to deal with that no more, do you? No, I don't. Well, don't then. But everything else is cool. You understand? So, but you also have to communicate to them, hey, I don't like that. I've told you before I don't like it, and you did it before, right on? So what we're not going to do is cross that road no more. See, watch this. We can get to the same destination without going down that road, because you played me, see? Yes. You played me, and I let you play me once, and here it is again. You dig? So we gonna go around this way, so we don't have to go down there, because this next time I might have to touch it.
No, we ain't touching nobody unless we lay hands on them, praying for them. Okay,
like this. You understand? Amen. But what you think, Camille?
I think it's true, and that's that setting firm boundaries, not just boundaries, but firm boundaries, even in relationships. You have to tell the person, one thing I learned in my, counseling sessions, therapy session, whatever, is that when this happens, I feel, and this is what I need. So I have to tell people that, if you do this, this is what I'm feeling. This is how but this is what I need for you to do instead. So if somebody in your relationship or spouse is using you, every time you ask me, for money, I'll just use money because that's just at the top of my head. But every time you ask me for money, I feel that I'm being used because you have money in your own account, and I need for you to tap into your own account before you come to mine. If it's something that's specific for you and it's not contributing to the household, then that should come out of your own account, or so. And that's just
no. But you got to understand, it is key. I know that's just one example,
right?
But the individuals that's listening right now, and good morning to everybody out there. We see you. Good morning. Hey, it's a good thing you're on this side of the dirt, right on. So we here, we in the building, but we don't want to continue to put ourselves through the mess and try to build relationships with individuals that aren't steady and firm enough to build with. Okay. And then Camille just used the example of individuals with money, because look, you see what they do with their money, and then they come back around and ask you. And then now the question is, do you say, hey, look, I just saw you on Facebook getting it in. Okay. And you telling me on today, your gas about to get cut off. Right. Wait a minute, check it out. That don't happen that way, okay? They give you a couple of times to kind of let you know, hey now, here's a white slip. And then when your slips start changing colors, okay, don't come to me when it gets to the red, you dig, or the pink or the black. Hey, listen, I done told you. So look at what they do. But watch this, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to flip it, okay? And if this makes you feel a certain way, this is for you. You have to be mindful of what you show people.
You do, and that's a sad state to be in.
Right? You have to be mindful of what you show people. You know why? Because see, you're living your best life, right on. And sometimes on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and all that, it ain't proof if it ain't there. It ain't real. You dig? But you put yourself in the situation when you showing everybody and your mama how you getting it in. You living your best life, and you got somebody that's lazy, but is incredibly capable of doing it themselves, but they want yours.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead, Camille.
You're right. You're right. And I had to, and let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you a true story, y'all. So I did that. I had some friends or whatever, I lived overseas, so I would travel a lot. I travel a lot anyway, but I would travel a lot. And so I would go and I would post up all of these things, like just here's where I'm at and whatever. So every year, for 7 years, I might be in a different country or whatever. And people would be like, oh, you just over there turning up knowing that I'm struggling. What does your struggle got to do with me? So, but people started.
Wait, did they say this in real life?
No, this is real life.
No,
this is for real, for real.
So they say you over there getting it in while I'm over here struggling.
Right. So true story. And it wasn't just one person is the bad thing about it. That's the worst thing about it. I don't have this, or my kids don't have this. What does that have to do with me? I have my own kids. You ain't asking me how I'm doing, but I had stopped posting stuff because people was like, oh, you just over there living your best life or whatever can I have? And so I was like, I adopted the same thing. Like, I ain't gonna post because I don't want nobody to know what I have or whatever the case may be. But on the flip side is, why do I have to adjust my life? I'm doing the right thing by my money. I'm afforded the opportunity to do these things because I've saved my money. Right, I've paid my bills. I've done all that stuff. And for you to look at that and think that, oh, well, now I can, you are a grown person. And here's the thing. I changed my stance on that because, again, it goes back to your boundaries. Just because I posted doesn't mean that you have access to it. And I can say no. And that's what I've been saying. No. Well, what are you doing with your money? Because like you said, I saw you turning up last week. Oh, well, I didn't have enough to pay the full bill. So I just took that money and just, took it. So you don't pay it down. You don't put some on it.
So I just, okay.
So I just, and that's what people do. Yeah. Absolutely. And so I said, I'm not responsible for their life choices. I didn't get them in those situations. And I don't have to dumb down or dim my light for them to make them feel better. See what I'm doing. Ask me how I get here. And I'll give you some tips.
Hey.
And I'm going to keep on shining, my light to help you see that there's a better way.
Camille, check this out. And shout out to everybody that's on. Want to say good morning to everybody. If y'all digging this sanity check, did you share this yet? Or you just sitting there watching, laughing, and giggling? Make sure you share this because this is real talk. You understand what I'm saying? Stop being stingy and acting funny. So, but to her point, the thing is individuals will see you doing things, okay? And I don't want to get too far off the subject, but they will see you doing things and say, oh, we all ain't able. Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are.
Hey, because guess what? The same greatness in me, everybody let's say it together, is in you. Right on. We gonna say it one more time for those in the back in the different time zones. The same energy and power that's in me is in you. Do they hear me? Camille, ding and applause for those in the back. You understand? Okay. Yes. So watch this, y'all. Check it out. Keep watching. Okay. Hey, and like it if you want to, if you feel the need. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about building the right relationships with individuals that you can't. Let me see. All right. So how do you have? Oh Lord. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, y'all. Hold on.
I love that. I love that.
So, all right, y'all. Look, we're gonna take a minute, right? Because we got to get some things situated, and we're gonna come back to this question, okay? But we do need to take a pause, y'all. If y'all not sharing this, shame on you. And you know what? I hope the rest of your day ain't right. Okay, you need to share this. But we're going to be right back. We're going to take a pause for the cause. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Don't be funny. Okay, we'll be right back.
Integrity Consulting and Professional Services, LLC, is a minority, female-owned, nonprofit management consulting agency located in Humble, Texas, north of Houston. The owner, Jackie Dozier, has over 36 years of nonprofit and for-profit business management experience. She can take your idea from thought to manifestation while offering a myriad of services to help you successfully manage your business along the way. Her services include state filing anywhere in the United States, getting your employee identification number and 501c3 tax determination, providing cooperative and service agreements and mandatory documents, one-on-one grant writing training and consultation, board and staff development, and more. Ms. Dozier's clients include the U.S. Departments of Health and Human Services, the Administration of Children and Youth, U.S. and Caddo Parish, Louisiana Departments of Education, and the list goes on. References are available. Check her out on our Facebook page, Integrity Consulting and Professional Services, LLC, and contact her by email at integrityconsultingpsllc@gmail.com. Rates are competitive. Say you heard about her on Sanity Check for a 5% discount. ICPS, providing all of your small business and grant writing needs with integrity and professionalism.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sanity Check. And goodness, y'all, this is a very, very good show, right? Because we're talking about building the right relationships with the right people, okay? Yes. And that was a very interesting question, and that we're going to put back up here in a minute. But if you haven't done so already, please make sure you share this and follow us, right? Because these are things that we all go through. Like I said before, right? We're in the same building, different floors, right? You have different levels of experience. This is a way that we can connect and find the root causes to things, and then to see if we the ones that's crazy as hell, because we just might be, okay? We just might be. But then we need to understand if we're dealing with crazy people, and why are we still dealing with them? So here's the question. How do you handle dry begging? And shout out to your moms that call it backhand begging, right? So they don't ask right out, but drop hints about the struggles and your ability to help. Go ahead, Camille. I'm going to give you that.
I when people backhand beg, I act like I don't hear it. So I just go, no, I just be like, oh, okay.
Being passive aggressive.
I'm not being passive aggressive. I just choose not to engage, because what they want you to do is to engage. They want you to ask them, how can I help? Yes, how can I help? So I don't. And I'd be like, oh, okay, and they were like, well, I don't have this. And I'm like, oh, and sometimes I was like, well, what are you going to do about that? Like, how can you help yourself, basically? And so it keeps them from asking me, because I think that they understand that I heard them or I know about it, but that I'm choosing not to engage, because I did that a lot. And I used to be like, oh, how can I help? And they were like, oh, well, I need this much for this and I need this much for, and I was like, how did I just get? I meant like, how can I help you think through it? Not how can I help you with my pocket?
Listen, Camille, look here. What we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, we have to be clear. Yeah. And I heard a gentleman say that a couple of weeks ago, you have to know the difference between being a resource and the source. Guess what? Yes. People don't know. What I do is I say, word, because see, they said something, I'm going to acknowledge it. You see, like, what?
Well, that's what I'd be like,
Wait, no, but see what you do is you say, and then flip it. So yeah, what's going on with the weather? And it's a trip. No, we gonna handle this, because what I don't want you to do is keep on, you feel me? So I'm saying, what? Shut up. When I was doing that, this is what I did. Or did you know? Because you see, because guess what? They got a smartphone right on, but too dumb to use it. Can you dig it? So, hey, did you know there's resources for that? Everything that you're going through right now. And guess what? You don't got to pay them back. You're going to have to pay me back. Okay. I love you, but I don't really like you. Hey, wait, check it out. I love you, but I don't really like you. You know why? Because I only hear you when you need something. It's my fault because I say, let me know if you ever need anything. So let me stop, you dig, and let me show you where to go. Okay.
Exactly. And that's what I do now. Like, well, I just kind of talk, well, what are you doing? You know, what resources do you have available, or how are you going to handle that? But I don't offer my thing anymore. And sometimes I do. I just be like, you know, and they'll be talking about it and I just keep listening. I don't respond at all, because the moment you respond, they jump on that. You know, you got to know the person too. You know, you have to know their tactics.
You do.
And so some people I have to flat out ignore. Some people I can ask and talk them through it. But what I stopped doing was offering my services, my pocket services.
Hey,
you know, I will give you my mental services, my resources, but I stopped offering my pocket resources.
But you know what, though?
You don't get that back.
Look, and I can dig that, but to me, any resource is time. You dig? If I made the time to do what I had to do to get my pocket resource, I invested in me. You dig? If I invested in time to get the intellectual resource, I invested in me. Why you aren't investing in you? You dig? So, and to your point, you do talking to some people I can give resources to, and some folks you can kind of smell them. Like, you know what? Yeah, they getting ready. Oh, they getting ready. So I said, gotcha. Guess what? I got to go and my dog over here trying to ask me a question. Let me go and talk to them real quick. Okay, click. Get off my damn phone.
Offered my pockets way too many times. I don't get back a fraction of what I've given out in a borrow thing, and so I'm not doing it anymore. But I'll help you find a way to figure it out. You know, at this point, a few minutes of time is better to me than, you know, my pockets feeling the pain. So I'm going to give you that couple minutes and I'm going to point you in the right direction, or I'm going to just let you vent about it. But very seldom will I open up my pockets anymore.
There you go.
Except to a very few trusted people.
Oh, yeah. So you got to know your circle. Hey, shout out to you, Chris. I see you over there. Half a day, brother. And so when we're talking about being direct too, you know, before, as you're building your relationship, and let's talk about business, right? I had a great conversation with my mentor, DJ Jess, the Apollo DJ, right? At Showtime Apollo. He said, brother, you have to be direct to the point where you say, okay, can you do this, or will you do this for me? You see what I'm saying? Put them in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be direct with them, because what happens is we start talking about, oh yeah, I can do this. And they say, oh, I can do this too. Okay, no. Will you do this? Okay, will you do this, or won't you do this? Let me see. So people who waste your time are disrespecting you, and that's a lost investment. Yep, I can be using this time doing the nothing I've been wanting to do. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So if that's what you want to do, that's what you choose to do. But if you are willing to build a relationship with an individual, a working relationship, you need to ask them, hey, are you willing to do this if I do this for you? You feel me? Because what you would do, what you would start to see is they use your resources to now put themselves in a better position and won't say nothing to you. Okay,
this is true.
So, hey, they won't reach back like, yo, you remember you told me to call so and so? Well, now so and so got me doing this. Come on, see. No, they don't do that no more, because what they do is they say, hey, look, I really need your help. You give them that help. And they're like, okay, cool. And then you know what they do? They put it on their page, right? Because again, this is all Facebook, right? This Facebook, Instagram, whatever, social media is real. They put it all on their page, and then they never started from the bottom. They woke up. They right there. You dig? They right there. Hey, I've been here. I ain't had to start from the bottom. Who is Seth? Wait, what show? I ain't never been on that show before. Hey, look, hey, oh yeah, I'm calling them out. Hey, y'all, call my. Hey, look, there's individuals. Okay, there's individuals that were at a certain place. And it's okay, because we all start there. You did. We all start there. But hey, we want to help individuals. And then when things start to change, you're like, damn, I could have used that lick too. You know, I could have used that resource. Oh, brother, I was so busy. Oh, really? You wasn't busy when you was calling. You did what hey, you wasn't busy when you were struggling, right? You wasn't that busy. What you think about that, Camille? Oh yeah. Y'all that can dig this, okay? You know people like this. This is why this is the Sanity Check, because it's real. Okay, this is real talk. So what you think, Camille?
I do. I'm gonna give a different example. So I was had an idea, right, for something. I had done all the groundwork. I had done all the research. I had put together all of these, resources and things like that. And it was about a class when I was in the military. So I wanted to implement something for the ALS course, right? And it was something that had worked for me, something that I had implemented at a couple of different places. Well, I went to this particular base and, fleshed out my idea, went to the education office and said, hey, this is the idea. They said, oh, it's great. Just go over there to the commandant and ask. Went over there. She wasn't there at the time. Everybody was like, man, we had never heard of this before, but this is awesome. Awesome idea. So I sent her an email and I said, hey, this is what I was thinking about doing. I want to connect with you to get it done. Long story short, she didn't respond back. I hit her back a couple times, no response. Next thing you know, I went over to the ALS building and she was like, oh, I had thought about that a while back. And I had already, and I said, well, I already talked to your staff when you were here and they never heard of a such thing until I came over here. I said, and on these dates, this is when I sent you this. I said, and on this date is when you went over to the education office because she told me you came over here. And she was like, well, I mean, I had been thinking about it I said, but you didn't do it. I said, and I gave you everything. Then come to find out, she was like, can you help? Came back and was like, can you help me? No, it's yours now. You wanted to do it. I mean, but you've done this before. And I was wondering, no, ma'am. And then I ran into her when I was deployed and I sat at the table across from her, didn't know. And she looked up at me and she had put on a lieutenant and she looked up, she was like, I was like, oh, hey, how's that thing going? And she kind of got like, but she wanted to capitalize on my idea, try to take it and make it hers. And then when she realized she didn't have all the tools, she wanted to reach back and ask me to help her. No, I would have helped you. I would have given you the idea. I mean, giving you the whole thing. I just wanted to, it was about the people that were impacted, not necessarily her. So I wanted to implement it. You could have took credit. I don't care. But you wanted to go about it the wrong way. You wanted to go backdoor me. And not tell me about what you were doing. And then all of a sudden here it pops up on the screen. And then you want to come back and ask me for my help.
See? 2 fingers. Okay. Holla at you. And look,
it works out.
Yeah. And you got you hope it works out for them. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I heard a quote the other day that says, you don't want to step on the toes of the individuals but you might have to kiss later. You dig what I'm saying? And so I'm saying that to y'all, meaning this. You don't have to use that petty bone all the time. It's there and you can use it if you want to. Okay. But I believe, and this is just me, it's better to move in grace. Okay. Because it's easy. Like, look, you can ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, all the greatness that's in us is in them too, right on. So there's some times when you can just, you could really do something that take 5 minutes and boom, blow their whole stuff out the water. Why? Right? Because guess what? That's not the right intentions and it might blow up in your face. So don't use that petty bone all the time. Hey, you hear me say all the time. Sometimes you got to a little bit. Just boop, just a taint, you know, but you don't want it to come from the wrong place. You dig what I'm saying?
And
Because you
had you,
never know. Yeah, but you never know how they may be able to help you, or you can help them sincerely, and that's going to surpass your original plan, because ultimately we want to help and serve people. As soon as you start serving yourself, you're out of line.
out of line. And then the thing about it is I could have went in there and helped her to do that. Or at the least, if you didn't need my help, I could support you. I could have been promoted in. I could have been talking to all of my connections that I had. I could have been, you know, sharing your idea, you know, with people, because again, it wasn't about me. It was about the people that would be impacted by it. So it's like, let me help, you know, whatever, but you want to go backdoor me, you know, and I got to find out from an email, or I got to find out from something else, instead of you coming to me and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. You know, I just want to let you know that, yes, I got your email, but I'm going to do it this way instead. I would have been like, okay, how can I support you?
No, Camille.
I mean, I'm like,
check it out, Camille. Listen, darling, you have to understand there's individuals out there that are so passive aggressive. What will happen is they will take what you've given them, flip it, move it a different way, and when you hear from them, or better yet, you bring it to them. And then they say, oh, didn't you know? Word. Oh, I was just supposed to know that that's what that was. Okay. So some folks don't have the, excuse my French, y'all, but the testicular fortitude to be open and honest and say, there we go.
But anytime this is why I just say, okay, you know, I would support you or whatever, because I feel like anything you do with the wrong intentions ain't gonna last anyway.
That's right.
So, you know, let me go on and support you, but you have to be able to sustain that. You have to have the tools and the knowledge to continue to do that. You have to have some sort of vision. If you capitalizing off of somebody's vision, and you can only go as far as what they see, and then you don't know how to get past that, because we all have hurdles that we need a little help to get past. And so I still support you. I hope that you do succeed. You know what I mean? But from what I've known about the times that it's happened to me like that, those programs, those products, those things that people did, it did not last. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to flex my petty bone, because it's going to show in your performance or whatever you do. So I keep my grace. I bow out with grace, and I keep moving, because I know that what's for me is for me. And it always comes back around, and I always have that opportunity to do it somewhere else, or with some other people that are really in it to win it, to build.
Absolutely. Yes. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about this. Oh, the guilt trip. When you finally realize that you don't want to build with an individual or with an organization or group or whatever the case it is, there's going to be a certain level of guilt there. Okay. Sometimes that guilt is placed on you by family members and friends or individuals that's close to you. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. But what I want to do, talk to y'all, the guests, let us know where you watching this from. Where are you at right now at this very moment? Not somewhere in your basement like me, you dig? But what city, what state? You understand what I'm saying? So we know that we're reaching you and we're, you know, we're touching y'all. Okay. So look, here's a little something for those of you that deals with the guilt people. Okay. What happens is what you have to do is ask yourself first, when those individuals are trying to, you know, put guilt on you, am I really as bad as they say I am? For example, ask yourself, hey, am I really that selfish? I've done this for them 3 times. And because I said no on the 4th, I'm a whole bunch of MFers, dirty, stinking dogs, and your mama look crazy, and I hope you catch COVID type of, what you saying to yourself, wait, you go make me cry because I don't want to do this again? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to ask ourselves, didn't you do that last week? You did it last week, last year, a couple of years ago again. Oh, okay, got it. So let me chill on out, because they're trying to make me feel stupid and hurt my feelings. What you think about that, Camille?
That guilt trip thing, I had to deal with it a lot because because I'm a very giving person, and I try to do right by people.
Oh,
Shut up. I try to do right by people though. You know what I mean? And then when people would say stuff like that, I'm like, was I really? And then I had to realize that they were just trying to manipulate my feelings.
that's
They
what
were
I'm
trying to play
saying.
on my emotions. And then when I did dissect that and I said, you know what? That's not the truth. They just mad because they didn't get what they wanted or in the way that they wanted it. And now they want to create and, make me out to be this
The villain.
monster that I'm not. Right.
Look at you.
And
You see me over here struggling. You know I ain't got no money.
you know,
You know I ain't got no leg, but you was kicking it the other day. I'm sorry, y'all. I shouldn't have went there. But it was funny. That's bars, okay? But you telling me,
I can't stand you.
Look, I'm missing the eye, but you saw what I did yesterday, right on? So stop trying to play me because of your defects, okay? Regardless if it's something that happened to you, chances are you put yourself in that situation a couple of times. When you go stop, because I just stopped on today letting you make me feel bad. Okay,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Say, Seth, you being petty if I'm being petty. Y'all let me know.
Look, I was waiting for you to say something like, I got COVID, but you was smothering yourself yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was just
well, I can't do this. I got COVID. Really? Okay. But seriously, though.
But anyway, yeah, but I had to just get off that guilt trip and just really look at it for what it is. People will do and say things to manipulate you, to make you feel bad, because ultimately their goal is to get what they want. But when you know the tricks of the trade and you've been through it a couple times and you realize that it ain't you, then you are better at just being like, I used to say, and people say, when you get over yourself, I'm still here. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to manipulate me into making me feel, so now you want me to feel all this, whatever. That's not how to get anything out of me, because now I know the tricks of the trade and I can call a spade, and I can see it coming, and I could just say, you know what? I'm not accepting that. You know what I mean? Whatever you going through, go through it. And once you get over it, then come back to me. We can have a real conversation about it.
So now here's something else too, ladies and gentlemen. If you're too sensitive and you don't know how to, cut people off, right, or let them know that I'm straight on that, give them a buffer. You have to create that buffer, meaning have someone to be the bad guy for you if you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Okay. Not everybody is like me, and I am still evolving. Keep that in mind. But there's individuals out there that just cannot say no. So connect with individuals and say, hey, this person knows how to push my buttons, but they give me those weepy eyes, right? They give me a sad story. They tell me how, everybody was bad, and I don't know how to say no. Do you mind helping me? Or can I just tell them to contact you and then you tell them no for me? Whatever you got to do, okay? But you have to create something to help you out, because other than that, those individuals will never be in a position to give you something if you need it, because they're always asking. What you think about that?
Yeah, I've been that person, that buffer. And let me tell you all about that. Okay. It puts you in a real predicament. Mm-hmm. Because even though you're talking or speaking or acting on behalf of the other person, people start villainizing you. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of going through that now where I'm just, I say what needs to be said or whatever. And then I hear, well, you always this, and you's a bully, and you's intimidating, and I'm like, what? I was speaking on behalf of this person, which you knew that, but now I'm the bad person, and now you want to go and tell everybody and I wasn't even nasty, wasn't, whatever, but now you want to go and tell everybody all of what I am or what I'm not, because you, again, may have gotten your feelings hurt, or you don't want to accept your part of the responsibility for it. But because I stepped in, now you have some fuel for that fire to say that I'm this person, that I'm absolutely not. But then again, that goes back to that giving them that power. I give you permission to lie on me. It deflates people real quick. I give you permission. It doesn't change the truth. So say what you want to say. But I'm just saying, if you're sensitive in that area and you care what people think about you, and now they're villainizing you, you have to be aware of that too. When you become the voice for other people, you're going to get some backlash too.
That's
So
right.
just be prepared for that.
Yes, you're going to get that. And here's another tip for you, ladies and gentlemen, that want to say no, okay, with individuals that are trying to manipulate you. And again, if y'all just tuning in, we're talking about building the right relationships in any situation. It can be in business, it can be in work, or you being an employee, it can be in love and all that, or just understanding your boundaries. Here's a tip, okay? Say no. And then if they're worth an excuse or reason behind it, say that, but say it the same way and stop at the period. Don't give anything. Okay, hold on. Hopefully y'all can dig what I'm saying. For example, someone says, "Sir, I need a bus pass for such and such and such." Say, "No, sorry, I can't help you. The way that my finances is set up, I don't have it. But I know that last time that you did this." Nope. Sorry. Can't help you. See, the way that my finances. But then, so see, what's going to happen is they going to get mad because you ain't turning up like they are. You dig? And you don't owe them. Now, again, keep this in mind. I said, if you want to give them an excuse, because no, like we said before, requires no more explanation and reasoning behind it. No means no, right on. But say it the same way, the same time, so that they understand you're not to be messed with in that realm. You see what I'm saying? Camille, how do you think that can help individuals?
They know that you're serious, for one. It's like my no means no. I don't have to explain it, and I'm not going to. You want to know what I'm doing with my money. I didn't ask you what you was doing with your money when you was out there, doing whatever. But now you want to count my coins, and then see how you fit into the equation. You don't.
See,
period.
You don't.
No is a complete sentence, and sometimes people. I know this is bad, y'all. I'm really not that bad, but sometimes when people are like that, I would just sit there and I'll look at them, and they'll keep asking, keep saying, and I won't say a word because I've already said what I had to say, and the answer was no, and I'm not changing that. So I just. And then eventually they get the point. Nobody likes talking to themselves, but they get the point. And then they be like, "Oh, so you ain't gonna help me out?"
Wait,
and then I go like this.
So yes, that's petty, but it's okay. But because sometimes
I've already been clear, direct and to the point.
That's what I'm saying. You already did. And you know what, y'all? I know individuals, okay, probably watching. What they would do is ask a question, get a no, and reframe. Don't y'all hate those tests? Y'all remember back in the day, you've been studying, right? They ask you a question. All right, it's A. Boom, you got it. Then they ask you the same question, right? Different way. And then now you're looking for that. No, it's the same answer. You dig what I'm saying? Now it might be a different letter, right? But it's the same answer. Oh, no, it's still A, but on this next one, it's down B, right? But it's still, that's the same. And so what they do is, they play with you. Wait, but look, I feel like that you should do this because of what you. Okay, so what you just did was you incorporated your feelings that are valid. Okay, your feelings are extremely valid. However, they're not valid enough to do this. Camille, move me this way. No, right? Because they're your feelings, right? They ain't mine. The reason why I said no is because I don't feel that way. And I don't care what you told me. I'm still not going to feel that way. And listen, I don't care if you call somebody else to explain it differently. I'm still not going to feel that way. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to set our boundaries and build better relationships with the right people, because people will drain you. They will drain you. What you think, Camille?
And to Chris's point, Chris and what is it? Chris Wren?
Chris?
I'm sorry, Chris. Yeah, yes. Yeah. She says transparency works. I don't owe anybody an explanation. Oh, yeah. It's exhausting because, again, like to Seth's point, they're going to find every other way when you become, and then they start trying to put the pieces of what you got together to see where you got a little extra for them. Yeah. I don't have to explain because you wasn't asking me to explain how much I was working to get this money or how many hours I sacrificed for my family. You wasn't asking none of that, how I was feeling when I had to pull them late shifts and stuff like that to do what I wanted to do. So I don't owe you any explanation about what I'm doing. Now, the flip side is if you're asking me for something, I can ask you a question.
That's it. That's
So
it.
when you're the that's that lender and borrower. When you're the lender, you don't have they come and ask you, so you have to explain. I don't have to explain to you. All I do is determine whether I want to give or not.
Hey, watch this. Watch this, Camille.
You qualify.
Hey, watch this. Here's something. Let's say someone say, "Hey, do you mind watching my kids?" Right? And then you don't listen, ladies and gentlemen, watch this. You don't immediately say yes, but you just start the question with another question. Can you wash my car? Watch their face. You dig? Hey, do you mind taking me to the store? Do you got gas money? No, for real. Don't say yes, because what happens is if you say, yeah, do you got gas money? No, I ain't got it. But you said you'd do it. See, you played yourself. Don't say yes or no. Throw it back at them and see if they go catch it. See? Because look, they had the audacity to come to you. Hey, do you mind working my late shift?
Yes.
You mind giving me them hours? That money? You dig what I'm saying? Hey, for real. Now, you might call me savage. I don't care, but I'm trying to help y'all because I've failed and stepped in the same mess over and over again. So you have to set those boundaries. Throw it back at them. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Watch their face.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about money, and I know this has to do with it, but like when people used to, before we had Cash App, where you can automatically do it for no cost or whatever, it's like they want you to send them a couple $100, but you got to pay a couple tens of dollars to send it to them, and you'd be like, "You want to borrow 200? You got 225 to give back." Because I'm paying to pay you, and you don't give me that back. I'm confused at how that ever works. But
it's already uncomfortable for me. Let you know how it feels. Yes. Okay, now, you don't like it, do you? Okay, cool. So that means we agree. Okay, going about your business, right on. So we're straight on that. Goodness gracious.
I know, but this was good. And y'all, this is about, those building the right relationships, and it's having these conversations.
Yes.
So who's on your team and who's not. The ones that are trying to outshine you want to ride your coattails and then act like they could do it better or do it differently. Or the ones who, are secretly sabotaging you, or the ones that, want to take, but there's no give.
That's right.
So all of this stuff really applies to these building relationships. Who are you really building relationships with? What caliber of people do you have in your circle or in your corner? Or even if they're in your circle, they might not be in your corner. You need to know that. So there's so many dynamics to these building right relationships, and the right relationships take time. There are some times when they happen automatically or instantly. You just have that connection and but for the most part, we have to take some time and dissect the people who are in our lives, and are they the right people? And are they catapulting us or encouraging us, pushing us in the right direction? Can we go together? And even if we can't, at least can they support you, and you help them along the way, even if their timeline is not as quickly as yours. So it's really important to evaluate who is really and who you're connecting with and who you want to go the next step with.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, when you're building your team, when you're building your family and everything, please make sure you understand who you are and what you're able to give, and understand what they're able to give by watching them first. What I mean by that is you will have individuals that see what you're doing, but have never produced anything themselves. Okay. But all of a sudden they're a subject matter expert in what you're doing, right on. And then after that, now they want to do different things based off of what you've helped show them. And, so you have to have conversations on the front end first. Okay, cool. I have done this. I'm not the best, but I have done A, B, C, and D. You see what I'm doing? This interests you. Okay. What have you done, and how can we move together? Right. That's the holistic conversation, because as soon as an individual can benefit off of you, you will be able to see them benefiting and you not. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you did not have that uncomfortable conversation. Don't run away from it, y'all. It's very necessary. And then what will happen is, I see you can be. Yeah. What happened is, if you don't have that conversation, yourself, the core of you was telling you this months ago.
Months.
Listen, say, hey, watch that fool. Hey, woo, woo. Hey, watch that fool. Okay, because what they trying to do is A, B, C, and D. And what you say, oh Lord, no, because I just see they heart. I see they heart. No, woo, hey, they played you. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
You see? And what happens is you quiet that voice. All right. There's something in us that's connected to the source of knowledge that's telling you what you need to do in order to advance. And that also tells you who's right. What vibe is right for your tribe. You did. Right. But you have to listen to that. If not, you're going to waste time, money, energy, resources, and probably your damn mind. What you think about that, Camille?
I think that this goes back to Chris's transparency part. When you're in those types of relationships, it's very important to be transparent. It's very important. Like when people, even in different things, when people have done stuff behind my back or something like that, and then they be like, well, I didn't know how you was going to feel about it. What am I going to say? No? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't stop you from doing that, but give me the chance to, at least have a dialogue about it. And then give me the chance to encourage you or to help you out, support you where I can. You know what I mean? But we do all these things behind people's back because it's like, well, I can do what I want to do, or I don't have to say nothing to nobody, or I could be, yes, you can. But if you're in a team environment, it's a courtesy. You know what I mean? It's a courtesy. And how can I help you? How can I be on board? How can I promote you? How can I do all these different things? And whatever that may be, it is a courtesy working together. So, but some people are uncomfortable with that conversation. And some people are just so selfish that they just feel like, whatever. I'm not saying you got to answer to me.
So
it's just common courtesy.
It's common, but see, and so there's one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Camille just said something that I believe is an oxymoron, because courtesy isn't common, just like sense. You did.
You're right.
So the thing is, we sometimes expect people to do certain things for us, and when they don't, because we have been groomed and built a certain way, we expect for example, case in point, not to change the subject, but I want y'all to pick this on up. There are individuals out there that have just recently came out to the world to let them know they don't bathe regularly.
I saw that.
Hey, listen, they only bathe when they smell themselves. Anybody, in my mind, anybody knows that if you start to smell yourself, it's been many of people that have been smelled. Okay.
Your pastime where you should have bathed.
You dig? So sometimes we put things that should become, hey, you should want to put water on yourself every day. Okay. Hey, not just, listen, you don't have bath days, a bath day. No. You understand? So with that being said, sometimes we ask or we expect individuals to treat us a certain way, and they are intimidated, right? Because they see your light and they don't have it. See, they are intimidated by your light. So they don't want to share what they're doing because they are afraid of what you're going to say. Because watch this. You ready for this, Camille?
I'm listening.
Watch this. What happens is they think you're going to treat them how they would treat you.
That's a word right there. That's a word.
Hey, they think you're going to put them, and listen, y'all, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, say, I can dig it. Because chances are, you might understand this goes on in history. Listen, there's individuals out there that are afraid of you, right? Because they think you are going to treat them the way they would treat you. Yes. See? So
Israel.
So that courtesy is not common. But see, understand, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed with the best, and we can pop our collar and and have our chests out, because no matter what people do to prevent your greatness, it's still going to burst through. So there's individuals that are afraid of that. You see, then they want to be passive aggressive. Oh, well, look, I'm just getting ready to go and do this. Don't worry about it. Wait, hold on. Are we doing this together? No? Okay, right on. I see you. Let me go on about my business.
Yes.
What you think, Camille?
And that's real, Seth. I didn't think about it like that. But when I say common courtesy, it's typically stuck most of the time. And I guess this is the hypocritical part of people. The thing that they say that they would want from somebody else, they turn around and don't do it.
Hey.
And then again, like how they react really is, or what they do is a reflection of what they're thinking about, in that situation. So that got me thinking about some things right there, because I just, I'm not the type of person. So there's sometimes that I got to have it, brought to light to me, like, man, because I just do what I do.
But Camille, watch this. But you guess what? The light is already in you. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. I want y'all to understand something. Sometimes we need stuff to slap us all upside the head so you can dig it. Listen, you got it in you already. So you have to just listen to. How many of y'all pray every day, probably 50, 11 times a day, right? You know what's happening? Your mouth is running. Are you listening? Listen, you get what I'm saying? The light is already there. It has come to light. And then watch this. Chances are you knew a fool. Yeah. Meaning you've seen this before. And now you're on the other side of it. So what happens is you could have watched it and learned it then, but now you know what you need? You need to get up real close to you so you can really feel it. You know what I'm saying? Now, not everybody wake up to the same alarm clock, right? But when you see, and that's true, because look, y'all, I'm 41 years old and I'm just learning some things, but it's good. But what I'm saying is when things start to come to light, it's not just a revelation at that time, but that's something that's always been in you, and individuals see that and they're afraid. Here it is. They are afraid that you're going to see it. See, I guess sometimes I need a little, like I said, it's happened over the years, but looking at it, yes, Godfidence. Me and Mary, my sister, did a whole article on WordPress about Godfidence, and so that's that thing that people always ask me, and I say that's what I use. But anyway, because I don't think about those types of things. Like when I'm praying, I don't think about those because I just wouldn't do that to people. You know what I mean? Like, but yes, you guys are absolutely right. You got to realize crazy folks and sane folks coexist at the same time. They do. And I was thinking about the crazy part of it, because sometimes when people do that, they'll make it cause so much confusion that you think that you know what I mean? Like mental judo. But I try to distance myself when I see that crazy, or I just know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I pick and choose how I deal with that and how much I give after that point. But go ahead, Seth, because I have some things going on and I'm reflecting on some things right now. Hey, you see that light? Hey, shine on me. Hey, shine out that light. What's that dog? Y'all know what Amen. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Amen when he was walking? I used to love it. Oh my goodness, but listen, y'all. Thank you, Mary. Yes, Mary. Yes, thank you for watching. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand you have all the tools inside of you to build the right relationships, but you have to hold yourself accountable. You set those boundaries. You dig what I'm saying? You set those boundaries. You have to, because if you don't set those boundaries for your life, individuals will set them for you. Okay. Yes. And when you can't realize that that's happening, then you realize later on that you're moving in an uncomfortable space because you're being manipulated, right? I'm doing this puppet master by somebody else. Cut the strings right on. And then what makes it so bad? You might post something on Facebook or whatever, like, look, I just cut people off. No, you're not. Hey, listen, somebody still got you by the throat. And you playing. Hey, look, watch it. They playing you like a fiddle right now because you can't even have this real conversation with them. Say, no, I'm straight. I see how you've been doing me. Now, don't get me wrong. You say this to yourself, okay? But then you just need to set your boundaries. And I had a conversation with a friend a couple of weeks ago. Certain things you put in the sand because it may change, but other things you need to put in cement. Absolutely. Put it in cement. So that means can't nobody cross that. You put that there, right? Mm-hmm. You put that there. But if you put things that you really love, trust, and you have your morals in sand, what happens? Somebody can just shake that out. No, you really didn't mean that. Here's your new line. You dig?
Yeah.
What you think about that, Camille?
That's paramount.
Mhm.
Those setting those concrete boundaries. There's areas that I have boundaries, but it's in front of the things that don't really matter that much to me. You know what I mean? That's that sand. But I do have some concrete barriers as well, and it have to that these are deal breakers for me. And then sometimes you have to reevaluate. You know, the who and the relationship, the closeness, and the it was like a little piece of hair or something right there. That's why I wasn't grabbing by myself, but you know. But anyway, the who is behind those concrete boundaries. You know, like there are some people that I wouldn't care if they did that because they don't mean that much to me.
Absolutely.
But when I put you in a certain category and you cross those boundaries, then the response is much different than somebody else would be. So you do have to really reevaluate where those people are and where those boundaries are concerning them. Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, you have some people there and you realize that they shouldn't be there. So you got to move them over to the sand and just they'll fly away with the wind too, you know.
Because see, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, do that, right? You have to analyze and see, hey, if this person, what it is, you say to yourself, where would I be if this person wasn't there?
Exactly.
Hey, watch
the same place I'm in.
Listen.
Or better.
Hey, look. Hey, ask yourself, where would I be while I'm here dealing with this crazy nut? You understand? Where would I be if I was not dealing with this fool?
In a much better place.
Think about it though. But so that means, why are you holding on to the drama and the trauma? You dig what I'm saying?
You're right.
Where would you be? But you have to ask yourself that. But hold on, not just ask, listen. Yourself or whatever would say, hey, you probably have $1 million by now. Because what happens is you keep feeding other people's dreams and they're not able to feed yours. You dig? Or, you probably would be out of debt right now. You dig what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Come on, somebody. Understand what I'm saying? Ask yourself, where would you be, right? 5 months, 6 months from now, okay? If there wasn't a fool occupying your mental real estate, your emotional real estate, where would you be? Hey, you might have a real smile under there. Hey, Camille, you might have. Hey, guess what? You might have dimples. You understand? See, think about it. Like you may be able to do certain things that you are always capable of, but your hands was full.
Seth, is it wrong to use a user? So if you know a person is using you and you can use them to your advantage because they're using you anyway, so you know where the boundaries are with them, but you know you could use them for certain things. Is that wrong?
I think you know the answer to it, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Hell yeah, it's wrong. But guess what? Hey, ain't nobody perfect. I done did it. Probably doing it now and don't even know it. You understand what I'm saying? But when you know it, and you know that you are being out of line,
you do better.
You know you get come on now.
I was just wondering, you know.
No, you wasn't. You knew what it was. Because but the deal is when you know, but it's like when you know that you're moving in pettiness because someone is being petty to you, realize nothing good is gonna come out of that. And so she said it's a mutual exchange.
I love it.
You're right, but look, hey, sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. So you also have to make sure you understand what you're getting out of it. But understand what you're putting into it and see, hey, is this a good return on my
investment?
Okay, right? So
I know the right answer.
You know the right answer. Look, so don't forget about that song. Look, if it feels this good being used, you just keep on using. And what happens at the end of the song?
Till you use me up.
No, the end of the song.
Oh, the whole end of the song.
Yeah.
How you gonna make me go through all the lyrics, Seth?
God have mercy. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, here come the DJ. At the end of the song, it says he basically saying it's okay because I've sure been using you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's going to happen that way. But if you see that they're okay doing what they do and you're okay getting what you're receiving, that's it. Now, if you're doing it being vindictive, see, that's the key, right? So we move We said, okay, so we move how we do. We just have to accept the consequences if it comes back. No, that's true. That's true. But then also communication is the key, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I really can't do this, but I can do this. Okay, cool. And then say, well, can you do this? No, I can't do that, but I can do this. Okay, so that means you can give me 25%. I see you 100.
Right.
You want to give me 25? I'll give you 25. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But it becomes petty when they feel like they're giving 50 but they told you they were going. No, watch this. They feel like they're giving you 100. They only giving you 25. So now you're going to give them 25 and act like you're giving them 100. You know they ain't 100. You know they ain't your 8. It ain't even a 50. Ain't even 75. So you know you playing crazy. So look, I've been there, right, ladies and gentlemen? I've done that before. You know what? Just because they out of line, I'm only going to send this email to 3 people. At least I send it to 3 people. I ain't sending it to the whole group. I ain't sending it to everybody, but hey, because I see how they played me. That's petty. You see?
Yes, it is. It is. I don't look, I keep going because I this whole using thing, you know, I'm over here cracking jokes and stuff about it, but you know, I tend to just gravitate away from those type of people when I see that, you know, and sometimes you're connected in a way that you can't just go immediately. And I just think that we need to be aware of that too. You can't just always break, you know, in like business relationships or in certain jobs, you can't just cut that person, but you can again create those boundaries. And I typically think that's what I do. And I don't allow anybody else to shortchange me. What I mean by that is I'm not going to match their petty, you know, my petty with their petty. I'm going to still give everything I have, because when you sell yourself short like that, being petty with somebody else, you block your own blessing.
Hey.
And so, you know, when you're giving you 100, regardless of what everybody else is doing, that's what separates you. That's what, you know, grows you. And that's what positions you, because eventually they're going to fall off. You know, they're not going to do what they have to do. So they're going to fall off. So I just don't do the whole using, you know, I'm going to use this person for whatever. I'm just going to, that's just not my nature. I'm on here being in thing, but I continue to give. If I commit to something, I give what I can give so that I can continue to grow, because it's not really about that other person.
And you're right. And listen, shout out to those out there that's still on. Look, if you have a question or you got a comment, the question is
call in.
Yeah, you're gonna call in. Let's check it out. The question is, have you been petty, knowing that you could have gave 100, but you saw someone that was trying to play you, and then so you low key tried to play them at the same time? Is that you? Have you been walking around here with an extra petty bone that you don't need? You understand? Call in and let's talk about it, okay? So we can help get your sanity right on time. Okay, look at see me too, Camille. So hey, there's some good folks out there, and there's some individuals that's just been hurt, okay, and they're tired of being hurt, because the thing is that when you give your 100%, it takes a lot, right? And sometimes you look at that individual to even realize and recognize it, like, yo, did you just see what I did? You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, from the outside looking in, you did it with so much grace.
Yes.
You did it without complaining. You just, boom, you got it in. Uh-oh, y'all, we got a caller. Let's see, we got a caller. Hey, good morning. You're on the Sanity Check.
Yo, that's me. It's Chris.
Hey, half a day, brother. How you feeling?
Half a day, fam. Hey, so I'm really loving the chat, and I like everything that you and Camille are saying, because this is some real stuff that people don't that always stress about, but they don't really take the time to put things into perspective.
That's right.
You know, and to talk about giving something of yourself instead of taking something back. And what do y'all think about this, man? It's like when you have people in your life that come in and then they go, the initial reaction is you get pissed, right? Like you come in and you go about like whether it's work, relationship, or whatever, right? And then they go. But then the same perspective, when you think about it, is you're mad, but at the same time, you kind of appreciate it because they were wise enough to realize that partnership that they have with them, whether it be business or whatever, isn't working out for this. And say, hey, you know, I got to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And then you get mad, but at the same time, you appreciate it because you think, well, if I was in that shoe and if I wasn't feeling the vibe and I was trying to do something else, man,
Yo,
I
so
would have did too.
yeah, and you
So
know
that's
what?
that grown mentality. Sometimes you're on the other end of it. You
Yeah,
don't think about that.
yeah, no, okay. So, hey, thanks for calling in, brother. But look, this is what I would say, and if those of you that haven't checked out the book, The Black Collar Mindset, or talk about that, right? So again, sometimes we have individuals in our boat that's not rowing, and sometimes we're in individuals' boats and we're not rowing right. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we understand their vision and we're not able to produce it. So we got to be honest and say, yo, I'm straight. Look, I'm sorry, but I cannot go this journey any further with you because I don't got it. You dig what I'm saying? And I look, you feel me? And here's the thing, still love you, right? Still like you. And look, hey, if I see your stuff on Facebook, I still share it. You dig? But I can't be that intricate part that I once was because I'm not able to do it. What you think, Camille?
I think that's true. And that's the growth. I think that, oftentimes we feel like we grow at the same pace, and we don't, because other people are doing the hard work in the background instead of just showing up every day. Those other people are grinding because they want to get further. And if you're one of those people and you realize that the people around you or in your partnership are not growing with you, sometimes you have to separate and go to that next level. Wish them well, tell them why, hey, I just feel like I've gone to another level now. My direction has changed, my passion has changed. And this thing I heard about passion with Sarah Jakes Roberts, the original meaning is to suffer. What are you willing to suffer for? What are you willing to give up to get where you want to be? Your passion is sometimes it's those connections. Sometimes it's that level that everybody else is at, that you now feel the pull to go to the next one, and they're not there yet. So you always want, when I think about it, I want people to grow. I don't want them to stay in the same level. I want them to be able to move forward. And we all have an individual calling. We may have started together collectively, but we all have our individual paths that we're trying to achieve. And so I'm going to wish you well. Yes, it hurts. Do I have to do more work to do it? But if you're passionate about what it is that's in your heart, are you willing to do the hard work? Are you willing to go through the struggle? Are you willing to suffer for the thing that you really, really want?
There it is.
Even if that means somebody has help.
That is. Hey, what you can you dig it, Chris?
Yeah.
All right.
And I just believe, and it's something that I always keep in my head, is that not everybody that comes in your life, no matter how profound it may be, is meant to be in your life forever.
Yeah.
Not everybody. I mean, I had to cut people off that used to talk about my past. Like, oh, remember how you used to be? Remember back then when you used to be? You got to cut people off like that because that's not who you are anymore.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
I definitely dig it.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
you guys,
no doubt, man. Thanks for calling in, bro. So, and listen, ladies and gentlemen, too, thanks again, Chris, for calling in. And to his point, when individuals do want to get out your boat, don't guilt them. Don't make them feel bad. Like, well, look, you understand you ain't gonna be able to do this because I was doing this for you. Or look, you know you gonna struggle. Like, you really want to struggle? Go on. Listen, hey, listen, we get petty like that. It hurts, right? To Chris's point. See, they leave, right? And then you feel a way, but then you even know in the back of your mind, they ain't gonna last. You might say that to yourself, like, look, they don't know what they doing, Lord. They don't know. So part of you want to help them and let them see the benefit of being a part of your family. You dig what I'm saying? But the other part of you almost want to, it's almost like a child. You want them to fail so they can come on back. No, look, I love you. I understand what you're trying to do. Thank you for not wanting to waste more of my time because, hey, chances are there was probably an extra weight anyway. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, they probably wasn't producing and you knew it, but since you were so sensitive, you couldn't cut their crazy ass off anyway. So now the fact that they're gone, don't make them feel bad because they want to leave. You dig what I'm saying? They're probably doing you a favor.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel the same way. I'm going to wish you well, and I do that with all sincerity. I hope that what you endeavor to do, but then it allows me to explore my creative ability as well. It gives me more room that I don't have another check and balance that I got to go through, especially one who was hindering the process rather than pushing the process forward. Because you have those people that are attached and they just hold up everything instead of moving forward. Your indecisiveness or where you want to go, that doesn't have another, are we in it or are we not?
That's right.
And so that does free up a weight, and it does allow you to explore some different areas or to find somebody who has the same direction for now and moving in the right direction to come on in and take that spot. So yes, people are seasonal, but I don't get mad or whatever when they go. You know what? Like they say, one monkey don't stop no show. You know what I mean? If this is my vision, my thing for me, I'm going to continue to go, and the right people will find me. They'll find me. So,
and
yes,
you know what, too? I do believe this, and shout out to those that believe this as far as what we've been told. Say that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I'm a little different. If y'all can't tell, I'm a little different. I really do believe no matter what season you are in your life, those individuals are coming there for a reason. You understand? So as you're growing, when you learn and you grow, you don't unlearn certain things. So you don't revert. All right. So in a certain season of your life, there was a person that came there to teach you something. So therefore, the lesson is a lifetime. If you remember it, you dig what I'm saying? If not, guess what? It's going to come on right on back. They go look different. They go dress this different. They might smell different. You understand? Because you didn't learn it. So people do come into your life for a reason and for a lifetime, just different seasons. So we just have to realize that. And also, too, we've said this before, your different levels are going to attract different devils. So you are trying to build the relationship, the right relationship. Recognize when that same energy that you dealt with in for the 99 and 2000s, they see you. Now they coming around see you. Because watch this. See, they got a little something going on. Okay. They got a little something going on, and they see what you got going on. But see, they was a user, right? But they getting there. Okay, they getting there. Shout out to them, right? They got their business popping. Hey, they got their LLC. You see? And so what's happening is, they see you and they say, hey, yo, we should do this, or we should. Okay, you don't want to play, different vernaculars with the back. This ain't French, right on. So this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? Right. You understand what I'm saying? Because the same person, the same energy that tried to play you in middle school, that played you in high school, that played you. How many times they go play you even in your 40s? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I think. What you think, Camille?
I think all of that is absolutely true. The other thing I say is I've learned, and I'm learning, that ego tells us that every idea that we have is for us. And when people comes into, we got a caller?
No. I was just saying that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yes, that every idea is for us. So when people are seasonal and they come to your life, sometimes what you have is not really for you. It's for that person. It's not just you learning from them, but you may have something that they need to learn in their life. So that season may be a mutual exchange of give and take, and it might not be you on the receiving end. And so I've learned that sometimes people have to come into your life to learn their lesson, or that you can only take an idea so far, and it takes that other person to catapult it to the next level. And so we have to be, really cognizant of these seasonal people, and if it's for you or if it's for someone else, and to be freely to knowing that, because the more you give, like currency is called flow, right? So the more you give, the more you open up your channels to receive. So it's a reciprocal thing. So you don't ever want to get bottled up, because once you get full, nothing else can come through. So sometimes you got to let it go and let somebody else take it, and then that thing will come back. You'll make more room for more to flow.
That's right. And you know what? I love that. And just putting this into a whole different perspective, ladies and gentlemen, there may be times when, like to Camille's point, that you are in someone else's life for a certain season. Realize that they may be asking you to do some things that you really don't want to do anyway. Wait, so listen, look, we gonna keep it real. That's why we're here on Sanity Check, right? Hey, and shout out to y'all that's still watching. We're getting ready to end in a second. But realize what you truly have the energy to truly do. Don't let nobody guilt you into doing more that you don't even want to do. Like, hey, all I got is this. And you don't want me to give you more than what I don't got, because it's going to be out of line. You understand what I'm saying? So understand your boundaries and know when to say, hey, right now I'm messing up your season. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I'm messing up your development. Hey, I'm messing up. Hey, come here, watch this. I'm messing up what God is trying to do for you. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, watch this. Let me go on and move out the way, okay? So I can let you figure life out. Ladies and gentlemen, Hey, this was a Sanity Check. But sometimes we got to do that, right?
Yeah.
You got to build your relationship with the right people. Everybody ain't able. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Camille, you had a good time today.
I did. I had a lot of fun. It was a great conversation. Thank you to everybody who chimed in.
Yes, y'all. So look, we're going to be around next week. Y'all stay sane. Keep building those great relationships. But hey, with the right people. And we'll see y'all soon. Right on?
Right on.
Later.